Praise the Lord. My brothers, my sisters, this is yours, Pastor Martin. I'm here to minister to you and to encourage you. But today I have a question for you. How well do you know your God? You have known all sorts of pandemics. You have known all sorts of calamities. You have known all sorts of people. Those who humiliate you, those who bless you, those who curse you, those who press you down, those who bring you up in this walk of life. You have known all these things. But how well do you know your God? Who is ministering to your life? Is it your temptation that is speaking louder to you than your God? Is it people around you who are speaking louder than your God? Is it your addiction that is speaking louder than your God? Is it your fears that are speaking louder than your God? What you're listening to, what you're paying attention to most of the time in your life is what you listen to. My dear brothers and my sisters, pay attention to God, and the rest of the things shall obey the voice of God and not your voice. And Moses said to God in Exodus chapter 33 and verse 15, if you're not going with us, please don't let us go. Walking with God in the walk of life. How well do you know God? The children of Israel, from the point of God during Exodus, when they were delivered from the hands of the Egyptians, and to their way to Canaan, they encountered so many things that God Himself wanted them to encounter. That God Himself wanted them to learn who He is. All those things that they met on the way, the obstacles, the starvation, the Red Sea, the Wall of Jericho, all these things that they encountered, God meant them for a purpose, that they may know Him and keep those things as a reference in future on what they understand God, how they understand God. Those things were supposed to be a reference to give them strength in future to overcome obstacles that they will meet in future, similar to what they met. So, there are things that God is taking you through in your life, and these things, they are supposed to be for future reference, so that you can refer to them. They are not there accidentally. They are there to teach you for reference, so that in future you may talk to situations in the voice of God, so that in future you don't face your fears in your strength or in your capacity, so that you face these situations in the capacity of God, in the strength of God, in the voice of God, so that in future you come out victorious. And this is exactly what God intended upon the children of Israel. So, despite all the events that they went through, after 40 years they came to the land of promise, that is Canaan. But when those spies were sent to Canaan to go and spy, one from every tribe of Israel. They made the Nephilims and the giants. And the report they brought back, it is true, there were giants, and it was so much populated with strong people. That was true. But the other truth that they omitted is that there is God with them. Out of 10, only 2 in Numbers chapter 14 and verse 9, it's only 2 who mentioned the presence of God more than the presence of the sons of Nephilims, more than the presence of the multitude in Canaan. That is Caleb and Joshua. Those are the only 2 who differed from the report that was given by the 10. They did not differ that there were sons of Nephilims. They did not differ that Canaan was so populated more than them. What they differed with them is that they had God, and they will walk and they will march into the land of Canaan because they had God who is mightier than the Nephilims, who is mightier than the multitude. So despite all that they learned in 40 years, they lost faith in one day because of what they saw. What have you learned in your ears? And what are you seeing that is about to lose your faith? Ask yourself, how much do you know your God? Is the situation ministering to you? It is because you are missing to see who is your God. Are the temptations having you? Yes, they are having you because you are missing to see who is God. Learn to know who is God. And your surroundings, it shall submit unto you. It will submit because you are learning who God is. In John chapter 1 and verse 4, it tells us that it is God who caused the hurl in the sea, the tide and the waves. It was a call of God upon it. And when God called upon the waters, they respond. Those waves, those tides, the storm, it is God who called unto it. And in Luke chapter 8, from verse 22 onwards, we see Jesus sending his disciples into the sea. And in the sea, there is a storm. This storm was not accidental. This storm was a storm that was called upon and it responded. This storm came so that they learned who God is. This storm came so that they learned the powers in Jesus Christ. This storm came to encourage them, not to discourage. This storm came to give them strength, not to finish them off. Learn the purpose of your storms. And they cried unto the Lord. They asked the Lord, don't you care? We are about to perish. And the Lord responded unto them, men of little faith. And he woke up and commanded the sea, the storm, the strong winds, the waves, and they all grew calm when they were commanded. Because the commander who commanded them to storm up is the same commander who commanded them to calm down. He has the power and the authority. And the students in the boat, they learned who Jesus is. And whoever learned it, whoever who did not learn, he was in for it, because in future they were meeting storms. And if you do not know your Lord has strength over the storm and given you the power, then the storm will override you. That is it, my brothers. Learn who is God. In the midst of your storms, Do you have God with you? Is He Emmanuel in your life? Joshua and Caleb and the chosen among the children of Israel, they marched majestically into the land of Canaan because they knew they have God with them, and they are winners because they have God with them. And they took over the land because they knew they had God with them. Despite the 10 who refused, who feared, they did not inherit the land of Canaan because they doubted the strength of God over the physical appearance of Nephilims and giants and the multitude. In Judges chapter 7, and God told Gideon, these army, these soldiers that you have brought are too many for me to deliver you, the Midians. Cut them off. These are too much. And Gideon was surprised because he thought the 300,000 were too few. But to God, that was too much. From 300,000 to 300 only. And God gave the Midianites unto his hands. Why? Because he listened to God. It is not a matter of the multitude against you. It is a matter of the God, only one God that you believe. He said in 1 John chapter 4 and verse 4, he who is in you is stronger than all who are out. It doesn't matter the size and the multitude. Only the presence of God is enough in your life. Know your God, know your life, and you shall overcome it. God bless you so much, and shalom.